Welcome to the show. As always, with this show, we're going to be bringing you guys the latest cases of COVID-19 here in New Western County and other counties. We're now close to 30,400 cases. Just 10 more right there. And if we had a plus 188, that now brings up the total number close to 30,500. We have now 561 deaths plus 3. That makes it close to 565 deaths. None of it occurred in New Western County. Total cases in this state, 1.6 million plus 23,000. The deaths, 20,943, which now means it's total 29,000. Here in the U.S., 21.1 million plus 198K, and the deaths are 357K plus 2048 worldwide. 86.4 recovered, 48.4. The deaths worldwide is 1.87. Harris County is getting close to 250. El Paso County is just at that mark. And no one's doing anything. And nothing is doing anything about it. Let's go to California now. The cases are very high. Los Angeles County, they're getting close to 900K. Plus 77, that makes it now up to 12,000 deaths here in Los Angeles County. Lowest is just Merced County in California, 20,000, 21,000. Los Angeles County is not doing a very good job. They're not doing a very good job, but they're not enforcing it. I mean, outside. If you're going to go outside, you must wear a mask to protect yourself and stay socially distanced. Now, what can be done about this? Well, if you are positive for COVID, what you need to do is get that shot immediately. Let your doctor know, and then if your doctor says you must get that shot, then you need to get that shot. Once you get the shot, you cannot take off the mask. The mask needs to stay on at all times, and isolate yourself for 14 days. A minimum of 14 days. Next, if you don't have, you have to stay socially distanced at all times. The definition of social distancing is 6 feet. 6 feet. Not 5 feet. Not 5 feet, not 4 feet, not 1 foot. 6 feet. Social distancing. Is required. All places have that rule that you must be socially distanced. No ifs, ands, buts, or excuses. Masks. It has to be at the nose, not down here, nor down here. Up here. Everyone has to enforce that. Even workers, employees. Even if you are mandated to wear a mask, the biggest thing you must do. What you have to do is wear the mask the right way. That's all. It's just that no one understands you must wear a mask every day. If you have a medical condition where you cannot wear a mask, like asthma, now you cannot wear a mask, but you still have to follow those protocols. Stay socially distanced. 6 feet. I mean, that's one of my favorite masks. Yeah, keep calm, stay 6 feet. And that saying has got a polo shirt. So that's my favorite saying is just keep calm and stay 6 feet. It has polo shirts. They have polo shirts and masks. Even t-shirts. So I like that mask. It's like a really good mask. Let's take a break. Coming up, Flower of Love has a new superintendent. We're going to tell you all about that. Plus more topics after this. Alright, I want to make it very clear about this. Masks and gloves are not recyclable. Here's what you can do with them.
Protect loved ones during the COVID-19 pandemic. You might be wondering if these items are recyclable. The answer is no. Folks with the City Solid Waste Services say the items sometimes end up in the recycling bin. Instead, they ask that you place these types of PPE in the trash, even if they haven't been used.
There's not much of a recycle market or ability for the PPE products, but we do need to ask folks, when you are disposing of those, please throw them in a bag and tie the bag closed. They're very light items and they have a tendency to blow away. We want to keep the streets clean and employees safe.
Other items that you might find surprising that you should never place in your recycling cart include things like aluminum foil, drink cartons, and glass. You can find a full list on the city's website at cctexas.com.
So, what should you do if you see that? Stop. Just stop where you are. Stop, look, and act. Stop where you are. Look down. Pick up the mask. And if you have the plastic bag in your possession, tie it up. And then if you see a local trash can nearby, throw it away. And sanitize your hands afterwards so you don't spread the germs. And the hospital rates are up. Hospitalization rates increases and could roll back to busy.
Here in Nueces County alone, the health district is reporting 201 new cases today. And that's going to bring the total number of positive cases ever recorded for the county to more than 30,390. Sadly, we also learned of 4 new COVID-related deaths tonight.
That explains in tonight's top story at 10.
It was going to.
So the rate is on the rise, hospitalization rate is on the rise, and that could possibly mean, here's a graph to show it to you. The line goes straight up. COVID patients. It was flat before, but the 14 it goes up. Slope down, up, and it goes that way. And even ICU beds, non-COVID and COVID. I mean, look at this. Amarillo, just at about 100. Wichita Falls, 35. Lubbock, Waco, here in Corpus Christi, we're now at 50. Victoria, the biggest is Amarillo, to my knowledge. But what we need to do is keep those hospital beds. We gotta keep it at the blue. Listen, I know I said like the red and blue is my favorite color. It still is, but we gotta keep it at the blue. The blue is good, the red is bad. Now more on the vaccine. That vaccine is going to be, they encourage patients that as they work in phase 1A and BE.
And an update tonight from the Coastal Bend's biggest hospital system when it comes to the second tier of those vaccines. The Chris Spahn Health System sending out this plea tonight, asking everyone to be patient when it comes to vaccinating those in phase 1B of the vaccine distribution plan. Hospital officials say they're working to vaccinate people in both phases 1A and 1B, but that they are being stretched thin, asking residents to not walk up to Chris Spahn hospitals to get a vaccine. They are currently being given out by appointment only, and at this time, those appointments are full.
So if you go into the Citrus One and say, "Oh, I need a shot," you need to wait. If you have an appointment, then you have to wait till your appointment. If you have an appointment, you have to wait for the appointment. You gotta wait for your appointment. Don't be sitting there going, "Hey, I need a vaccine. Do you have an appointment?" If you say no, then you gotta leave. Don't be arguing with them saying, "Hey, I need the shot." So don't even be acting all crazy. Coming up, it's the first day back from remote learning, and for some here, and for someone in the from remote learning, and for someone in person. Probably the only one for in person doing the hybrid model. After the break, we'll look at that. Today was the first day back to school for all children after the holiday break. But CCISD is saying we're going to stick to remote learning because of the cases that rise. That's good. That's a great thing. That's a great thing to do. Mind your minds at ease. Glad y'all minds are at ease. And here's some additional cases. Orange Grove, there's 10 confirmed cases. Gregory, Portland, and Flower Bluff have 7 active cases. George West has 13 active cases. Has the 13 active cases. Hebronville Elementary, 9 active cases. That's like the most biggest. And this is the letter from the
Expected to return to January 6th through Monday. To be switching to all schools at Beckett to virtual.
And here's what they have to say.
All schools at Beckett that 19 are forcing even more coastal bed area schools to return to virtual learning. All schools at Beckett, the ISD, will be switching to remote learning starting tomorrow, January 6th through Monday, January 18th. Students are expected to return to face-to-face instruction on Tuesday, January 19th. And new at 10, an update from the West Oso ISD.
Even from West Oso,
They're saying that West Oso Junior High will go remote until further notice. This is for grades 6th through 8th. The change due to a positive COVID-19 case reported today.
Okay. That's good. bars are closing, and when we looked at Jim Wells County, if they don't sell food, they're forced to shut down. We'll look at that next. Imagine this: you're a bar owner, and your emergency management says sell food or we're shutting down, and yet you come up with a plan like, okay, we'll sell food and then we'll sell beer. So this is what you're probably going to do. Well, it's happening in Jim Wells County. If they don't sell food, they're forced to close the emergency, and this is from the Jim Wells County Emergency Management. It says, quote, Jim Wells County has received notice from the Texas Department of State Health Services that the county no longer meets the requirements for the opt-in request bars to reopen. Effective immediately, all TABC licensed establishments whose alcohol sales are greater than 50% of gross receipts sign was closed. Also effective immediately, all restaurants and the TABC licensed establishments whose alcohol sales are 50% less than gross receipts must limit their capacity to their occupancy rate. What does that have to do with selling food? Here's Bill Churchwell.
Our Bill Churchwell has the latest for us.
By law, the governor's order is going to be bars closed.
Jim Wells County leaders put on notice by the Texas Department of State Health Services that the county no longer meets the requirements for their opt-in request for bars to reopen. Judge Juan Rodriguez tells 3 News the notice from the state caught him off guard.
We hadn't had any problems or they hadn't been anything, and just all of a sudden we received this letter, and it's just one of those things that says that we need to relook at our numbers because we may not be in compliance and we may not be eligible at this time because of the infection rate and the numbers have gone over. That's what we're trying to figure out. Which numbers are they talking about?
According to Jim Wells County Emergency Management, the COVID positivity rate there is now 13.2%. The positivity rate statewide is just under 12%. On Monday, Dr. Chris Bird with the local COVID task force delivered his weekly report showing this graph of how Jim Wells County leads others in our area on new COVID cases per day. Now, Judge Rodriguez tells 3 News he believes there needs to be more clarification from the state.
Does it mean these guys are just trying to survive here and they're not abusing, they're not doing anything else? If anything, the infections are coming from Walmart, HEB, and all those other places where everybody's congregating and showing up in masses.
Rodriguez says he understands the frustrations of bar owners and other businesses affected, saying many of them have been in compliance of capacity and social distancing requirements.
They insist that they are, and I have seen it myself, that they're compliant and they go above and beyond as far as the safety protocols go.
For now, bars will remain closed until the county's numbers fall. Even then, Rodriguez said they would have to remain that way.
For 14 days, we have to stay under a certain percentage of infection rate so we can resubmit that and be eligible again to open up these bars.
Bill Churchwell, 3 News.
Thanks, Bill. As he said, I mean, if you don't sell food, you're forced to close. I mean, what can that mean? Well, bars have to sell food and beer. I think that's the possibility. If you don't sell food, then the health department will have the right to close down. You can go argue with them, protest all you want, but you're going to end up in jail. That is just my way of saying, look, if you don't do what you're supposed to be doing, you will have consequences. That's just the old saying. If you're not going to follow the rules, there's consequences. Now, Jacob Blake, he was shot a few days ago, and the Kenosha officers that shot him will not be charged. Now, why is that? This happened months ago. Jacob Blake was a 29-year-old man. He was shot and seriously injured by police officer Rubston Sensky in Wisconsin. He shot Blake's back 7 times. Blake opened the driver's door to his SUV and leaned in. 3 of Blake's sons were in the back seat at the time. And the very latest, those officers will not be charged. Why is that? Here's CBS's Maura Linley.
I saw the video. The district attorney's decision comes more than 4 months after the shooting of Jacob Blake left him paralyzed from the waist down. Michael Gravely said Officer Rustin Shesky was justified acting in self-defense.
This case is really all about self-defense, and can it be proven that it does not exist? It is really evidence about the perspective of Officer Shesky.
The officers were responding to a domestic dispute call against Blake last August after he resisted arrest. Prosecutors say Blake was holding a knife when Officer Shesky shot him multiple times in the back. For Blake's father, the decision is justice denied.
We'll find federal ways that justice will find for my son. We're not done yet.
During the days of protests, 2 people were shot and killed and a third injured by Ben's 17-year-old Kyle Rittenhouse, who claims self-defense. During a virtual court hearing today, the now 18-year-old Rittenhouse, his attorney by his side, pleaded not guilty to the reckless homicide charges against him.
Prepared to enter not guilty pleas to all the charges contained therein.
Tonight, Kenosha is on alert and bracing for whatever might happen next.
Just boarded up. Then we helped everybody else board up as much as we could with the plywood we had.
Well, right now, roughly 500 National Guard troops are on the ground here in Kenosha after the governor mobilized them earlier this week, anticipating potential unrest. Meanwhile, tonight, the U.S. DOJ says a civil rights investigation into this case is ongoing, Nora.
All right, Mulalengi, thank you.
My problem is, why didn't they charge him? I mean, we have white officers who were shooting black people. I know in the beginning of this, when I started this show, I would say I would not do topics on racism. I mean, there was a list. The only thing I remember in 2012 was a guy named Trayvon Martin. Who was shot by George Zimmerman. This kid he went to the store to get some Skittles, and he came home dead. And race has nothing to do with it. I mean, there are some people out there who were... I mean, this goes back to the 1991 where the officers were fired for assaulting Rodney King. And they were on trial. And there were 2 trials from Lawrence Pell. This came after 1993 when Day One interviewed him, and he said his side, well, we had to meet him too many times. In 2 trials, the evidence defending us was the evidence something. And if I had a clip of that, I would show you, but YouTube deleted it for purposes. Can't show it to you. So what can I up with this? Those officers, they need to change their minds. You have to punish them. I mean, the district attorney's office, they need to look at this case and charge those people. If not, you're not doing your jobs. That's all this edition. Give Me a Break Tuesday. We'll see you again tomorrow for Give Me a Break Wednesday. Have a good night, everyone.